It's been one of those days, and I'm going to tell you about it while sorting through the popcorn I burnt. So I wrote a paper for drawing class, and it was really exciting, and I was proud of it, and I swore it was in my bag, but it wasn't. Luckily, no harm done, but I was just kind of sad that I couldn't turn it in. And I was working on the stuff I had to do for color theory, and it was perfect, and I got it done, and then I ran to catch the bus, and I caught the bus just in the nick of time. And then when I arrived, I went to take out my grading sheet that you need for every class in order to get credit for the homework you've done. And I forgot that. I never forget that, but I forgot that today. You know when you burn popcorn and there's one that you think is just borderline good, and it's not? And I did the homework really well. It was the first time that my teacher was actually impressed by something I'd done, and I didn't get credit for it. Luckily, it's weighted so that the first semester is ultimately only 35% of your overall grade, so it's not a big loss. And then when I got on the bus, I pulled out my pen, and I discovered on the bus that my pen exploded. That's why I'm covered in ink. I decided to make the best of a bad situation by using the exploding ink in kind of a cool way, which led to these kind of drawings. It was really great until I realized that these drawings bled through to some other drawings that I'd done. This was a portrait of my history teacher, and it was going to go along well with the portrait I'd done of my drawing teacher and the portrait I've done of my color theory teacher. So now I have to write a history paper, and for the history paper you go and find Greek or Roman statuary, and then you write about it according to the guidelines. But I did a statue, and I sketched it, and I took notes, and I started writing the paper, and it was a great paper. And then I realized it was not actually a Greek or Roman statue, so I went back to the museum and I sketched an actual Roman statue. I don't like the proportions on this sketch as much. The leg is way too long, and his body's all cramped up. But I think I did a better job with the details, but it took me a long time, and it took me longer than I should have spent on it to sketch it out. Although something good that did happen was, in my drawing class, we took a field trip to our drawing teacher's house, and the first floor is basically an art gallery because he collects art, and then we went to his studio, and it was really cool. And this part of a spider web fell in my hand, and it was really fun because you could hold it up, and it very thinly made these really awesome waves. You could just follow it everywhere. It was so pretty. His wife gave us the tour of the house. She kept talking about him bringing back garbage and trash and junk that he would find really interesting, and I just thought, that sounds exactly like me, and his wife sounds like my mom. I turned in my history paper, so that's all done. It's not bad, but it's not fabulous. I'm kind of curious to see what he has to say about it, since I really don't know. It's almost the end of the week, which is good.